Garden State Film Festival. This year, there will be 200 films from over 14 countries screening the weekend of March 21st to the 24th of this year. I'm your host, Emily DeSimone, and I'm here with director, writer, and co-producer Amanda Swykow, playing the role Sarah, Anna Telfer, and editor Nicholas Veith of the short film That's Not My Mother. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Can you please, tell us a bit about your film? Amanda, I would love to know what inspired you to write this film.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for having us. This is really great of you guys to do that, and super excited to have my film in the festival. I'm the writer-director of That's Not My Mother, and the film is it's about Sarah, who is like a precise and measured art gallery director, and it's about her struggling with the duality of her emotional response over the death of her estranged mother. And the film is inspired by a beautiful story, true story that happened with my mom and my grandma. After my grandma died, it was just a really good example of like one last thing you can do for a loved one. And so I took the idea, and then I made this film about it, and because I wanted to, really express, a universal idea about, what it's like dealing with the death of your mother, and how complicated a mother-daughter relationship can be. So yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing. So how did you guys all come together?
I've known Nick. I went to film school with Nicholas, the editor, and so we've known each other for forever, and that's how he came on board. And Anna, I'm very fortunate where, unfortunately, I did not know her yet, but I put out, a posting on Breakdown Services, Actors Access, and she submitted and was just absolutely perfect for the role. And I'm so lucky that happened.
So can you tell me a bit about your background prior to this film? How long have you been working in the industry?
I've been working in the industry for quite some time. I've done a bunch of short films, writing, directing several, and producing a bunch of others. And I worked for a filmmaking collective called Filmmakers Alliance. It's based in Los Angeles, and we have a group of filmmakers, and they all help each other work on each other's films, and we offer different programs, like workshops, labs, all sorts of stuff to educate people and just really help support them get their films made. So I've been doing that for a really long time. And then I left that just recently to focus on, getting this film out there. And then I have a feature film script that I wrote, and I'm hoping to, I'm in the development process of that, looking for money, and hopefully we'll get to make that feature soon.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, best of luck with that moving forward. So, move things over maybe a little bit. Nicholas, I would love to know about your background in editing. So you went to school with Amanda. Have you guys worked together before?
Yes, we met at film school, and just quickly became the best of friends. And basically, when school ended, we're all kind of just finding our niche in this entertainment industry. Amanda moved down to Los Angeles a few years before I did, and kind of convinced me to come down. And I, found some day jobs here and there, and finally kind of niched my way into the animation world as an editor there. But I've always wanted to work in narrative film. That's my favorite place, and Amanda always gives me the chance to do that, because she is always writing and directing shorts, and hopefully a feature. And I've been very lucky to work with her numerous times, and it's just the greatest pleasure to do so. I feel like I understand what she's always trying to go for, and I really just want to and make that happen. Just not really, just kind of observe and really try to understand what she's trying to tell, and then just do my best to find ways and to do that. That's really, I feel like the best job of an editor is just to kind of just step back and let things kind of come to you, and then you just naturally find ways to make that work. It's been great.
I think the beautiful part of the film industry is being able to share just everything that comes through your imagination and the ability to be so creative. I mean, and to take such personal experiences, whether it's to yourself or to people that are close to you. I mean, that's going to be a great message, I think, to share with the people at this film festival and elsewhere. I mean, what are your future plans for this film for the both of you?
This film, I'm still just submitting to different festivals and stuff, so we'll see where that goes. And really, the main goal of it was to make something because I had a few kids, and so I took a little break from filmmaking, and then I wrote this feature, and so I needed to make a short that I think reflected more, you know, um, my change in aesthetics a little, and that was more closer in tone to my feature script than my previous films had been. So, after I'll do the festival thing, I guess I'll just, get it out there and have something to show for people that I go to looking for money for my feature.
Anna, I mean, how about you? I'm assuming you're also out in the LA area. I mean, what's your background in acting? I'd love to hear a bit from you.
Yeah, I was in LA when we shot this, but I actually live in New York now. So not anymore, but I'm bi-coastal, so I'm actually currently in LA, but I do live in New York. But yeah, I have been in LA for about 5 years and moved to New York like 6 months ago. So I've been professionally acting in that time and started in theater, and so I sort of accidentally fell into film and then really fell in love with it. And meeting filmmakers are so fun. they're a different beast than the theater world. So I really enjoy just the collaborative nature of film. And Amanda's such a dream to work with because it felt very collaborative, and we got to rehearse ahead of time, and that's especially coming from theater, that was really rare. So yeah, I'm just grateful to be here.
I mean, like, coming from the three of you seem to have like a pretty easygoing dynamic is what I'm getting so far from the three of you. So, what was it like as a collective with you guys and the rest of, because I mean, there were more people that worked on this, can I hear a little bit about, how you found everybody else that collaborated in on this with you guys?
Yeah, my personal experience with the set, and I hope theirs too, was that it was a really, really nice, great, relaxing set. Like that's one of the things I always try to do on all my films is just get a really good group of people together. I think that's one of the most important things you can do. And so, I always try to find people that I know and I've worked with before that are just really collaborative. They have a good attitude, and I love how everyone can bring their own creativity and expertise onto the set. It's like I had this vision of what the character was, and then when meeting Anna and her doing it, it was just like, oh my gosh, like this is even better. Like the things she just naturally brought to the role were even better than I had imagined or what I had hoped for. Like she really got it. So it was really great, like meeting her and working with her, and like the production designer was my husband, and there was a lot of family like also helping on set, and people that I worked with, like my other producer Brad Jones, what's it called, I've worked with him over the years on many projects, and so he also has the same attitude with just like keeping a very good fun set, getting things done, but trying to keep it as stress-free and just relaxed and collaborative, and just a really nice environment as possible. So it was a lot of fun to work on.
It was really comfortable, which is it's such sensitive material, and we're shooting in a funeral parlor, and then in this home, and there's this sobbing scene, like everything, especially like from an actor's perspective, everyone was like really fun and kind and warm, but also so professional, and just like really had a nice balance, and that really helped me to sort of like stay sensitive, which was really nice.
I mean, like, and speaking on like that, what were some challenges that you guys ran into perhaps with this film that you think made you stronger moving forward as an editor, as a director, and as an actor?
I know for me, it was the first time doing, like, most of the scenes are just me, and so I love working with other actors because they make me better, obviously. They elevate my work, and so it was a lot of solo acting, a lot of like looking in a mirror and things like that. So I learned a lot about my own vulnerabilities and intuitions, and since I didn't have somebody to respond to for most of, Deborah Lemon was amazing in those scenes, but even some of those scenes are phone calls rather than in person. So just a lot of talking to myself.
Yeah, and as a director, I remember thinking that would be one of the most challenging parts, but Anna was just so amazing that she made it so super easy. Like, we rehearsed, she got it, and so, we'd do like the first take and be like, okay, that was great, let's try it again. But she just would nail it every time. So that was really easy. One of the most challenging parts, for me and the production designer Hillel Smith, my husband, was, when we were looking for the house that we were going to shoot in, I had very specific look and just very specific details, pulled off of different areas of my life and my grandma and my own mom and stuff. So it was so specific that we couldn't find a location like that. And so I was like, can we turn our house into this house? And he was like, well, if you have to. So we shipped my kids to my mom's house in Idaho. And like, I had spent months, going through like Craigslist and finding free furniture and going to thrift stores and just gathering all this stuff. So our whole garage was filled with like all this furniture and these props and everything, and set dressing for like months ahead of time. And then we shipped the kids out, and like 2 days before we were going to shoot, and we totally transformed like the 3 rooms in the house. And that was really, really difficult and exhausting. Like, we stayed up, we got no sleep during the shoot. So I guess, that was the most challenging part. And I would not really recommend that to anyone. Yes, it looked exactly how I wanted it to look, but it was difficult.
So you were quite literally living it, actually.
Yeah.
And then, for you, Nick, what was it like, editing? Like, if not with this film, what's a challenge that you've run into that you think has made you stronger?
Well, I love to approach each project. Again, I want the story to really drive what I would be, I guess, doing as an editor. So for this short, what I really enjoyed and also brought a lot of challenge was, this was a short that, even though only in 15 minutes of time of runtime, there's a lot of space. There's a lot of quiet. And there's only a couple of scenes of actual dialogue. The majority of the film is really just really learning about these characters through Anna, through just the way she's viewing and taking in her moment of the challenge she's faced, dealing with this grief, and also such a lifetime of anger and resentment toward her mom. Without saying too much, there's but yet we have very little time, but yet we're trying to do this in a very I don't want to say quiet, but just really letting the set and the mood tell the story without using dialogue or using like quick cuts. Like, it was fun to like kind of let a scene just be, and not really interfere too much. Editing, sometimes I feel like you can kind of interfere with the story, whereas here I didn't. I trusted Amanda. It's like she was really, really specific about letting these scenes kind of just breathe, and the audience is just gonna understand it, because we all kind of understand grief and family, because that's what brings us all together as human beings. So that was really, really fun, getting to like almost like go against what you normally would think of as an editor. Like, okay, we got to move this along, keep going. It's like, no, we're actually going to let this kind of sit here and make the audience kind of have to kind of come to terms with it on and it was great. That was the kind of editing that I always really wanted to do, where you really just let the story tell everything. You don't have to force it with too much movement. So that was the best part for this, working on this film, is just letting the story do everything. I just really got to step back for the most part.
Yeah, but Nick did do so much too, because the film would have been like 45 minutes long if like all the scenes went like that. So he was so good at like finding the right moments and the right ways to like make it work together and push it along when it had to. So I couldn't imagine, editing with anyone else, because like, he knows exactly what I want, and then he knew how to get there and do it just right. So it was really, really great.
Well, you guys, thank you so much for joining me today. Everyone, you can check out the short That's Not My Mother at the Kingsley Ballroom at the Berkeley Hotel on Saturday, March 23rd during the 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. block. Amanda, Anna, and Nick, I hope to see you guys at the Garden State Film Festival this year, where there are 200 films screening across 8 venues, including hosting parties, panels, and more. Guys, get your tickets at gsff.org/tickets. I'm your host, Emily DeSimone, and guys, again, thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to see you guys there and to see your film.
Thank you so much.
you.
Look forward to it.